Right, so welcome back to our channel, my trader friends. So for this video, we will be having our tutorial regarding the logical operators that is used in Python programming. Okay, so without further ado, let's start our logical operators discussion. Okay, so logical operators. What is it? How this is used in Python, and how can I actually integrate these operators in my codings? Okay, so for this video, my friends, we will be addressing all those questions of yours. So let's start for the logical operators. Actually, when we say logical operators, these are operators that is basically used if we wanted or if we need to have some logical comparison of more than one statement. Okay, so we have actually three different logical operators, and those are the AND operator, the OR operator, and the NOT operator. So I have here a table showing their description and of course their syntaxes. Okay, for the first one, we have here the AND operator. Description: if X and Y, so AND here is considered as the logical operator. If X and Y are true, the output will be true, meaning the X and the Y logic, or the X and the Y condition, is both true. That's why the output is also true. For the syntax on how it is coded in Python programming, this is the syntax: X and Y. So basically, that's how the AND logical operator works. Anyway, we will be having a more in-depth discussion of this AND, OR, and NOT operator on our next slides. Okay, so for the next operator on our table, we have the OR operator. So for this OR operator, whether the X or the Y condition is true, one of them is true, one of them is false, still the answer will be true. That's why it is called OR. Now for the syntax, it is actually written as X or Y. Okay, for the third one, don't get confused with the third one, with our third logical operators, because for our third one, it is called the NOT operator. Basically, the NOT operator reverses what the logic is saying. For example, our description, based on our description, if X is false, then it is true. Why? It should be false. Based on your first, based on your first analysis, if X is false, therefore it should be false. But why is it that the output is true? It is actually because we are using a NOT logical operator, meaning if X is false, or it is actually saying if not X is false, then it will be true. So that's how logical operator NOT is used in Python programming. So basically, it is a contrary. For the syntax, it is simply written as not X. Okay, so since I have given you right now the broad idea or the general idea on how this logical operators is being used in their description and of course their syntax in Python programming, let's go now to in-depth discussion and analysis, of course with our task. Okay, so for logical AND operator, just like what I have said before, it must both met the two conditional statements. Okay, so for the syntax, here we have the first condition, condition 1, and we use the AND logical operator and the condition 2. Okay, so for further analysis and of course additional insights, I have here an illustration. If condition 1 is true and condition 2 is true, then the output will be true. Next, if condition 1 is true and our condition 2 is false, meaning they are now contradicting, and since we are using the logical operator AND, again, this must both met the two conditions. That's why the output here will be false. And lastly, if the condition 1 is false, and of course the condition 2 is false, the answer will be false since they are both false and they are both adhering with the output of false. Okay, so for you to be able to grasp totally the knowledge of using the logical AND operator, let's have our task. So for our task, we have here we need to ask 4 numbers from the user and assign it to different variables. Number 1, number 2, number 3, up to number 4. And we should make a conditional statement using the logical AND operator. Output must be true or false. So without further ado, let's start our task and we can now go with our Jupyter notebook. We're now here on our Jupyter notebook and we can now actually make our task here. So let's have first our what we call this, our title. Okay, so for the title, logical operators. And second title, logical AND operator. Okay, so mark it down and let's run this. Okay, so we have now our title. Okay, so for our task, we should ask 4 numbers from our user. So let's have here num1. Num1 equals input. First number. Let's write here first number. For the user to type a number. And since based on our previous discussion, if we are using the input function, basically the input from the user is considered by the Python programming language to be a syntax. Therefore, we need to convert this into an integer or into a float. But since there will be a chance that our user may input a float number, of a number with decimal point, so for the sake of having less error, let's use here float. Let's convert the input into float and our closing parenthesis. Okay, so that will be our num1. Let's just copy and paste this for our num2 up to the num4. Okay, so let's have here num2, num3, num4. First number, second number, third number, and of course our fourth number. Okay, now since we are now asking a what to call this, a number or an input from the user, we can now have the logical AND operator. By the way, let's highlight this AND. Okay, AND operator. Now, for the condition, let's try to have some condition. So, num1 is greater than num2. Okay, so let's try to run this code. First number, let's try to have 3. Second number, let's have 6. For third number, let's have 1. Fourth number, let's have 9. Okay, and enter. Okay, so as you can see, my friends, the output now is false. Why? Because we are having a logical operator only. A comparison operator only. We don't yet use the AND logical operator yet. I just wanted for you to see the num1 to the comparison. Num1 greater than num2. Our num1 is 3 and num2 is 6. So basically that is false. This is our first condition only. Let's go back to our PowerPoint. As you can see on our syntax here, condition 1, I just show to you right now the first condition. We will be doing another condition and use the AND logical operator. Okay, so let's go back to our Jupyter notebook. So for the condition 1, that is it says that it is false. Now, and num3 greater than num4. Okay? So, do you think what will be now the result? Since num3 is 1 and num4, sorry, we should have here num4 is 9, so 1 is not greater than 9, so this will be false. Since we have here the first condition, which is false, second condition is actually also false, and we use the AND operator here, therefore the whole row for this line of code, whole line of code will be false. Okay, so let's try again. Let's run this. Same input, 3, 6, 1, 9. Answer, false. Okay, so that basically what logical AND operator is. Okay, so let's try to have this less than and this as less than, and we will input the same number, which are 3, 6, 1, 9. So this time, since this is now less than, first number is less than second number, that is true, and the number 3 or the third number is 1, which is also less than number 4, that is also a true. So true and true, the answer must be true. Okay, so let's try it. Let's run it. 3, same input, 6, 1, and 9. So answer is true. Okay, so let's try to have this as false. Let's have greater than here. So this is true and this is false, since based on our PowerPoint presentation earlier, let's go back. It says here that when one is true and the other one is false, the answer will be false, or the output will be false. Let's try it. Output should be false. So let's run it using the same numbers, 3, 6, 1, 9. Let's run 3, 6, 1, 9 and enter. Okay, so the output now is false. That's how logical AND operator is working. Okay, so I hope that's clear, my friends. Let's go now to our PowerPoint presentation. So let's have now our logical OR operator. So basically, the logical OR operator, this is used when we have two conditions and we only need to have at least one of them as true. So we don't need to have both of them as true, unlike the logical AND operator. Okay, so if we have two conditional statements and one of those have an output true, then the output of the OR operator will be true. For the syntax, we have here almost the same with logical AND operator, but this time the function in between of the condition 1 and condition 2 is OR, not AND. Okay, next, for the additional illustration, additional information for you, my friends, we have here for the condition 1, if the condition 1 is true and the condition 2 is false, and if we are using the OR logical operator, the answer will be true, because we are saying that whether condition 1 or condition 2 is true, the answer will still be true. Okay, so if they are both true, then it will also be true automatically, and if they are both false, the answer will be false. Okay, so for the task, ask for numbers from the user and assign it to different variables, number 1, number 2, number 3, up to number 4, so same with our previous task, and make a conditional statement using the logical OR operator. So output must be true or false. So basically, let's go to our Jupyter notebook. Let's write here first our title, so logical OR operator, and let's make this markdown and run. Okay, so for the logical OR operators, let's just copy this and change our logical operator from AND going to OR. Okay, so OR. Now, let's try to have this both greater than. Okay, so OR operator, num1 is greater than num2. We will use 3, 6, 1, 9. So here our input. Let's have a comment. This is a comment, my friends, the hashtag 3 for me to remember the input. So 361.9. Okay, so ito yung input. Input will be user input. Will be okay 361.9. Okay, so let's try it. First number 3, second number 6, third number 1, and fourth number 9. Okay, I will not enter it now. Let's have first our guess on the result. So num1 is 3, num2 is 6. So basically 3 is not greater than 6. So therefore this is false. Now, second condition, num3 is 1, num4 is 9. So basically num3 is not greater than num4, which is 9. So false and false. So we are using the logical OR operator here. Let's go back to our PowerPoint. False or false. Therefore our output now will be false. So let's try. Let's enter this. And okay, so the output now is false since we are using the logical OR operator. So let's try to have this as less than. So first number is 3, second number is 6. So 3 is less than 6. Yes, correct. So this will be true. So true and false, the answer now should be true. Okay, so let's run it again. Let's input 3, 6, 1, and 9. Answer must be true. Okay, so that's it. Last example. Let's try to use less than here. So they are now both true and true since number 3 is 1 and num4 is 9 and 1 is less than 9. So this is both true. Let's run this. The answer here must be true. Okay, so I hope you get it, my friends. That's how logical OR operator is coded in Python. Okay, so let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation. For the logical NOT operator, our last logical operator to be discussed in this video. For the logical NOT operator, this logical operator returns the opposite of the answer of your conditional operator. So if the answer of your conditional operator is false, if you will use NOT logical operator, the answer will be true. And vice versa, of course. If the answer of your conditional operator is false, this is actually what I have said, is false, the logical NOT operator will return an output of true and vice versa. Okay, so for the syntax, basically the syntax is NOT. This is all, by the way, my friends, this is all lowercase letters. So syntax, NOT, and the condition. Okay, so for the illustration, for the illustration, not true meaning that is false. Not false meaning that is true. So that's how basically the NOT logical operator is functioning. So for the task, we have to ask two numbers from the user and assign it to different variables. So num1 and num2, make a conditional statement using the logical NOT operator. Output must be true or false. Okay, so let's go now to our Jupyter notebook and let's copy this. But this time we will be using only two numbers. By the way, here, let's copy. Let's have here first our title. So, title, logical NOT operator. And run. Okay. So, let's make some editing on our code. Let's remove this because we only need now two numbers. And let's remove this. Okay. So let's write here NOT. Since again, based on our PowerPoint presentation, the syntax is NOT condition. Okay, so let's go back. So num1, let's try to input 3 and 6 only. So 3 and 6. So num1 will be 3, num2 will be 6. So 3 is less than 6. That is true. But we used not here, so the answer here should be false. Anyway, so let's try. So let's have here 3 and 6. Upon entering, the answer must be false, and that is false. So that's how NOT operator is functioning. Okay, so let's try here to have greater than. Okay, so num1 is 3, num2 is 6. So 3 is 3 greater than 6? So basically no. So this will be false. And since we used not logical operator, meaning not false, therefore the answer will be true. Okay? So let's try to run. Okay? So let's run this. And 3 and 6. Upon entering, the answer must be true. Okay, so that's the logical NOT operator. Let's have the summary. We have 3 types of logical operators, my friends. The logical AND operator, logical OR operator, and the logical NOT operator. Okay, so I think that's it for now. Those are the different types of logical operators, their descriptions, their syntaxes, how it is done in Python coding, and I hope you will use this sooner or later regarding your project. Okay, especially on our project of having an algorithmic trading system. So I hope you really learn from this video tutorial, and if you learn something from this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. You can also join our Facebook community, like our Facebook page, join our Facebook group, message me on Facebook if you wanted to have some questions with me. I can reply on you as soon as I can. All the links for our social media accounts can be seen on the video description below this video, okay? This is the Engineer Trader, your partner from learning to earning. And as always, keep safe and may your trades be great. Bye-bye!